Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, Janet Jackson fans are taking control. Why the pop icon is topping the charts again. Then, it's a show 20-some years in the making. We're laughing and looking back at my 20-plus years here at Fox 9. The hairstyles, the clothes, the glasses, and of course, moments that still make me cry. Oh my God. Our throwback party starts now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. And it's going to be a good morning. We're going to make it a great day. Just like the boys of Yam House told us to do. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister and Ponderosa's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark, everybody. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm so excited for today.
I am really, you know what? I am really excited for today. We'll talk about it more a little bit later, but I purposely haven't watched a lot of these throwback pieces because I wanted to watch them live with you guys.
Yeah.
Some of these I haven't seen since
they aired.
Yeah, I don't like to go back and look at old shows, but yeah. So, hey, before we get started though, let's say hello to our audience. It is Monday. First, let's say hello to Tara. Is it Tara or Tara?
Tara.
Hi, Tara. How are you? Where are you calling in from?
Duluth, Minnesota.
Oh, Duluth. You know how we feel about Duluth. We love it. We want to come back, and we absolutely will. And let's say hello to the gentleman in the bunch. Hello, Eric from Big Lake.
Hello.
Eric, no need to tell me, but tell me, it's pretty cold up there. It's pretty cold in Big Lake, isn't it right about now?
Probably not as bad as it is in Duluth.
Well, see, we're going to get along just great. That's my buddy right there. Thanks, guys. We're going to be checking in with them throughout the show. Okay, we have business to attend to.
Yes.
First, let me tell you that you look magnificent today. I love the glasses.
Why, thank you.
You look like a librarian that's getting ready to yell at me.
Thank you.
For talking too loud.
I would.
But I know you would. Friday on the show, we were talking about an auction that you're involved with, a charity auction for
Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club. It's a Jason Show mug signed by our crew.
Yep.
And all of you, God bless you, best audience in television.
Yep.
Raised, we were at like $500 as of Friday. I don't know this. Where are we now?
$685.
That's it. $685.
Crazy. It goes until 6. It's a long silent auction just because it's not in person like a normal silent auction. So it was a full week, but it wraps up at 6 o'clock tonight. And and you get a miniature Ted with it. We've decided we're going to put him in one of the cups.
A shrinky-dink Ted. That's right, little shrinky-dink. You can take him home. He'll cook for you.
Yeah. $27.50, I think is what we decided.
That's what we decided, yeah.
The morning show.
But that's great work. And again, thanks to all of you. I said it Friday, and I'll say it again. One of the best parts of the show is that you guys take our advice. You listen to us. If we tell you to go buy a zebra, you go buy a zebra. And I love it. And it just means a lot to us. So thank you for donating and helping Kendall and helping the Boys and Girls Club, which is a fabulous organization. Okay, we have a lot to get to this morning. So, Leo, let's roll it. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. So, Kendall, we can't go through a day without drama.
I know.
We have more drama.
I know.
Here we go. The Bachelor franchise, drama, is facing an uncertain future this morning. This after Chris Harrison announced he is going to step aside for a, quote, period of time. Last week, we told you this, Chris appeared on TV's Extra to defend current frontrunner Rachel for attending an Old South antebellum party in 2018 after facing some big O backlash. He apologized, but after nearly all of the women on the current season issued a statement condemning his language, he decided that he's going to step aside from the franchise for a while. Chris will not participate in the After the Final Rose special, but it's not clear if he will return for The Bachelorette. Now, former Bachelorette Rachel Lindsay, you can see her right there, who conducted the interview with Chris last week, says she is ready to cut ties with the franchise once her contractual obligations are done. Kendall and I both went back. You know, even though we're a goofy show, I try to be fair. I do. and I went back and I watched the whole 15-minute uncut interview, and I went into it with an open mind. Like, okay, what is this? He does come across as condescending and not great. Your thoughts?
She does not get a word in. And it was really interesting. I didn't listen to her podcast, but she digested the whole thing on her own podcast about her reaction to the interview. And one thing she said, a lot of people have pushed on her, why didn't you push him more? Why didn't you combat what he was saying more? And she said, listen, it's very difficult to be a black woman on television. I can't overreact because then the whole thing just becomes I'm an angry black woman.
Yep.
I wanted to just push play and let him speak. But you can watch her and she says, you see me like shaking because I'm so angry with what's happening. But I just kept my cool and let him do his thing.
I'm going to be curious of what the next steps are. Our next story goes in this because it is, I was telling Jeff and Ted, our producers before the show, it is a much bigger conversation than we will ever do here on the Jason Show, our goofy little show. But I have been thinking a lot this weekend because of Harrison, the next story we're going to do, Justin Timberlake, and my boy David Letterman facing backlash for a 2013 interview that he did with Lindsay Lohan. My question is, and I'll pose it in a second too, what do we do with these guys? Like, you know, what do we want from them? Because sometimes when they apologize, you see people go, oh, that's not enough. So what do we do? You know what I mean? And it's a bigger conversation. So we will glide into the next one. Next in the dish, Justin Timberlake is doing some damage control. This happened right after we got off the air on Friday. After the Britney Spears doc painted a rather unflattering picture of him. Late last week, as I said, he issued an apology. There it is on your screen. You can read the whole thing on his Instagram. In part, he's saying, I am deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem. I specifically want to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson, both individually, because I care for and respect these women and know that I know I failed. Here's my thing with JT. And you know me, I was a fan of JT, and I was like, I think a couple weeks ago on the show, I didn't understand all of the backlash, all of it. I understood some of it. Here's my point. I think some of the fans of Janet and Britney would have taken this more sincerely if it didn't take a scandal for him to apologize. Also, if he had apologized, and I know he did kind of, sort of, but he really, when he saw that Janet Jackson was blacklisted, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. Janet Jackson's career faltered after the Super Bowl kerfuffle. Justin's soared.
Right.
And Justin rarely, if ever, stood up and said, wait. Rarely did he come to the defense of Janet. And there's an interview with Janet and Oprah that took place years after the incident. You could see the hurt on Janet's face. And Oprah, I believe, asked Janet almost outright, did Justin do enough? And Janet paused and kind of was very Janet and very polite. And which tells me, no, he didn't do enough.
No,
So,
he didn't.
so if the apology came without scandal, I would take it better. I really would.
Yeah, I think so too. And it took so long and so many people, like you're saying, for him to say something.
Yes.
And when you go back and look at those old interviews and what happened right after that, the press too, and people just lambasted Janet, you're a terrible person. And his was more like, naughty, you shouldn't
Well, she was
doing
banned.
that.
Again, I'll repeat it. And if you guys know, she was banned from the Grammys, and he won one.
Right. Like,
Come on.
they were in this together.
He ripped it.
Right.
Anyway,
Like,
speaking of Janet, here's good news. Fans, the fans, they're there for her, man. They are supporting her. Her 1986 album, Control, is now topping the charts. She spoke about it on her Insta. Look at this.
I was at home just the other day by myself and I began to cry. I was crying because I was so thankful for all that God has blessed me with, all that He has given me. And I'm so thankful for Him being in my life. And I'm so thankful for all of you being in my life. You're so special to me. And I want to thank all of you for making Control #1 once again after 35 years. I never in a million years, I would never think that this would happen. I really appreciate you and I love you so much. Thank you.
And let's be clear, it happened, and some headlines are misleading. Let's be clear, the Justin Timberlake apology had nothing to do with Control reaching #1. Control reached #1 before Justin's apology. You know, and I looked at the charts.
Yeah.
Was there a little bump because of the publicity of the apology? Yes. It had nothing to do with Justin Timberlake. Janet Jackson's Control is #1 because of Janet Jackson and Janet Jackson fans, not because of Justin Timberlake. Let us be crystal Carrington clear on that. And to that, we go to the audience. Tara, are you a Janet Jackson fan?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. The next time she's in concert, we're going together. Okay, you're gonna come with me. Yeah, she's like, no, I'm not going anywhere with you. She's like, no, I will. Thank you, sweetie. Next in the dish, let's move on. From head, this is just a quick one, but Kendall, you ready for this one?
I'm so ready.
Next in the dish, from head to toe, my favorite couple is deeply in love. Shawn Mendes posted this picture on Instagram with his girlfriend, Camila Cabello, saying, I kiss your foot because I love you. That's it. I have nothing else to say. Look, I like his music. This is one of those moments where I twist myself into a pretzel because I don't want 13-year-old girls attacking me. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that. Remember that scene at the beginning of the Lost World Jurassic Park where those little dinosaurs were picking? That's what little girls would. If I attack Shawn, I'm not attacking Shawn Mendes, but I would be lying to you if I told you there's something about those two that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know what it is.
It's kind of like squirmy. It just kind of gets squirmy.
I have friends of mine on my talk, Colleen and Bradley. They think it's a publicationship, meaning a relationship for publicity.
Would you do that? Would you kiss someone's toes for that? I wouldn't do that.
Let me just, ladies and gentlemen, look, this is your old friend Jason. I've done a lot of crazy things, and by the way, you're getting ready to see a lot of them. But I'll tell you this, I have never kissed someone's foot. And on that, I will say to you, stay right there. We'll be right back. Coming up next, it's our 20-year throwback party. We're laughing at all my years here at Fox 9, including my very first time being live on television. And of course, the interviews with my idols. My hand is, you can't see me, but my hand is like shaking right now.
Oh, Jason, if I was there with you, I would hold your hand.
Oh my God. Our 20-year throwback party continues after this.
So, it happened to you?
Your worst nightmare.
We've all been there. You ran out of hair product and you used Gorilla Glue instead.
And it turned your beautiful, luscious mane into a hard candy shell.
Hi, I'm Denzel Commode.
And I'm Latrice Commode. And if this has happened to you, you are not alone. And this is not your fault.
And you are not dumb.
Fact, every day as many as 1 people fall victim to using Gorilla Glue in place of a beauty product. And they deserve compensation.
Fact, gorillas are notorious for throwing their own boo-boo at folks. Even little children's.
So it is not hard to believe they will also trick us into using their glue as beauty products.
Open and shut case if you ask me.
So if this has happened to you, like it's happened to our family,
call us today. We know we can't be the only family.
Don't be silenced by Big Gorilla.
son, get your hands out your pants. We doing a commercial.
I can't, it's Gorilla Glue.
I love Regina King so much. I adore her. And I'm a real fan. Like, I'm 227 fan. Like, people don't... See? Exactly. You're proving my point.
Oh, yeah.
I love Regina King when she was on 227 with Marla Gibbs and Jack A. Great Saturday night lineup on NBC. That's back when they put good shows on Saturday nights. You know, on Mondays we get a special serving all the way from special serving a hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for our good friend Brad from TMZ. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Jason. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Let's begin with some rumors that Britney Spears is actually working on her own documentary. Is any truth to this?
Well, these rumors have really taken off, Jason, especially after that documentary on Hulu that really put a spotlight on her conservatorship. We've spoken to people very close to not only Britney, but her team as well, who said, look, any video project or documentary project in the works right now, Britney is not involved in. That's not to say that other projects aren't being done currently, but it's nothing that she or her team is participating in or has given the green light to.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think the last thing Britney Spears needs to do is worry about any type of entertainment. She needs to take care of herself, you know?
Absolutely. And she said as much in a recent Instagram post. She said, look, I had a lot of fun on the stage. I'm learning to be a normal person right now. So like you said, last thing she needs to worry about is another documentary.
The 87th annual season of American Idol kicked off last night. And someone who's been in the news a lot over the last 12 months was actually on the show. Who?
Yeah, it certainly seems like the 87th season, but this year was a first because Claudia Conway, she's the daughter of Kellyanne Conway, auditioned. Now, at first, the audition, it was a little rough. Katy Perry asked if Claudia was okay, just with everything going on. She said no, but yes, and kind of gave a mixed answer. Then she got into her songs. The first song was a Rihanna song, which didn't really push it with the judges. And then Claudia, who's 16 years old, sang an Adele song, When We Were Young, and that got her through to the next round. She got a yes from Lionel Richie and Katy Perry. Luke Bryan said no, he thought her voice was still a little young, but she's gotten the golden ticket and she's moving on to Hollywood, and even got a cameo from her mom, Kellyanne, who appeared via Zoom to wish her good luck and congratulate her when she made it to the next round.
Finally, it was Valentine's Day yesterday, and normally that means big business for the wedding chapels in Vegas, but Brad, were they slow yesterday?
They're suffering. Jason, we know that they're down about 20%, some as much as 50%. Of course, a lot of these rely on international guests. Of course, because of COVID-19, that crowd has been cut down as well. So we called some of the biggest chapels, including the Graceland Chapel there, where Elvis marries potential husband and wife, who said that they're down about 20%. They were hoping to scrape together a few more by the end of the day yesterday, but it's just another business that's taken a hit over the last year.
Wow, I just never thought I would see that day, but here we are. Brad, have a good week, my friend. Thank you. Oh, Brad, here, if you get in a bad mood at any point today, let me make you feel good. Are you ready? You ready for some? It is 77 below zero here today.
And I wore a hoodie because it's like 50 today here.
Okay. Okay, turn them off. Wait, turn them off. I was trying to make them not. Get out of here, Brad. He's wearing a hoodie because what did he say it was there?
In the 50s.
Oh, whatever.
Go home.
We wear nothing when it's 50.
That's just fact.
Not me. I mean, Tyler. Not me. Yes. Next up, it's the movie. Oh, here we go. It's the movie I raved about on Friday's show. Many of you took my advice and watched Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar over the weekend. I heard from a lot of you who raved about it on Twitter, saying thanks for the recommendation and plenty of laughs, but not everyone was a fan. It was basically split 50-50. Now, one person took it a little further than that. As I was sitting on my couch yesterday, I got an alert, and I looked at my phone, and I got an alert from Venmo, which is a money-sharing app, and it was a request from a lovely young lady asking for $20 from me because of the price of the movie. She says it was a waste of her hour and 40 minutes and requested, like, basically demanding $20 from me.
So did you send it?
Of course not. I decline. No. She was very lovely, but decline. I have never, look, I don't use, as my best friend Jen calls it, Nemo. I don't use Nemo a lot. I don't. I mean, I use it, my friend Q, that's it. So when I get an alert, I'm like, what is this? And yeah, I think I'm going to make up a name, Sarah. Sarah goes, I'm requesting $20 from me. No.
I want my money back.
I warned you all. I warned you on Friday's show. The movie is not for everybody. It is very quirky, so don't sue me. Okay, here we go. You ready, Kendall?
I'm so ready.
I know you are. Fasten your seatbelts because we are all boarding the Wayback Machine today. The rest of the show is a trip down memory lane, looking back at 20-plus years here at Fox 9. After producing the Nightly Buzz segments, I eventually got the chance to do on-air movie reviews. It was actually, that was the first on-air thing I did, going live at community events like the opening of a new theater, like that one. I also started sharing weekly events happening across the Twin Cities. What am I doing there? am I?
The
Anyway.
Days Inn pool?
No, that's Planet Hollywood, I believe.
Oh.
All of this eventually led to doing celebrity interviews and more by bosses who believed in me. More on that later. But before everything went digital, I kept all of my tapes in a box. Here it is. This is the shot over right there. There's all of my archive tapes. That's what you're looking at. 20 years right there. 20. That's my career right there in a box.
That one is so big. What does it even fit in? That giant tape.
Nothing. And over the past few weeks, executive producer Jeff has been going through the tapes to see what we could find from my past that you would enjoy that's funny. So here is a montage of various what we call stand-ups over the years. It's as Thanksgiving as Uncle Ed passing out on the couch after dinner, the annual pilgrimage to the movies. So, what's Hollywood serving up this year? To find out, we came to the new Crown Theater at Block E. Very, very nice, with a review and a preview. First up, George Clooney in Solari. The holidays are over, the family is gone, thank goodness, and Hollywood is bracing for the Academy Awards. And this week, 2 Oscar hopefuls hit theaters. Now, the first is all about art, and the second is all about singing and dancing. But do not worry, I will be doing neither. Take a look at Chicago. I'm here at the Planet Hollywood with the spandex from Tron. Now this is an outfit I don't even think Cher would wear. Well, if that last movie wasn't quite what you were looking for, check this out. Adam, I know what you're thinking. I look like a park ranger in this shirt. Hey everyone. Yes, I'm standing in front of one of my favorite places to go on a weekend. I know, my life is pretty sad. The downtown Target, where you can shop and play on a really cool escalator. Let's go play. Now don't worry, I don't spend all my time at Target. Well, while I'm playing, you can check out one of my favorite new hotspots. Well, the place everyone is talking about right now is 101 Blue in Minneapolis. Everyone's talking about it, right, Elizabeth? Elizabeth works here. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's time to pull off the shag carpet, hang up that fair poster, and put on those velvet pants. I have 2 pairs because we're going back to the 70s with Starsky and Hutch. Next, it's the best part of going to the movies and the best part of this segment, the trailers. And this is big, very big. Here is your first look at new scenes from Shrek 2. Well, good morning, everyone. Well, we have robot wives, robot criminals, a freaky village, and one big weather problem. Yes, it is the summer movie season. And first up in my annual sneak peek is the remake of The Stepford Wives. So much to see and do, and the weekend just isn't long enough. Good morning. There is something for everyone on this week's must list. Must rent DVDs, must see movies, even must download shows from iTunes. Cue the theme song and get ready to vote. American Idol is kicking off season 6 next week, and the backdrop of the first show is going to seem strangely familiar. Your mother is standing here. She is an Imperial officer. How does it feel to have a mother who is an Imperial officer?
At times embarrassing, but with the way the Empire is going these days, it's always nice to have some clout, really.
Yes, it is the divine Miss M, and I have a divine idea to end your weekend. Every Sunday night at Boom in Northeast Minneapolis, you can have great food, great drinks, and great show tunes. Yes, every Sunday, Boom runs show tunes from all of your favorite movies like Gypsy and Singin' in the Rain and Hello Dolly. Wow. So many things to say. First, you can tell when I started making a little bit of money, I bought a suit, y'all. Whoop, whoop. I bought a suit. Before that, I shopped at Park Rangers Are Us. And then also, you know what's funny about that piece? 75% of the places I spotlighted are closed. All of those places are closed now. And then that last thing, a little piece of Jason Show history, that last place was called Boom. And it was my favorite place to go for years. All my friends are watching right now. And it's where I met Jason Show family member, Aaron Schwaberini, who hosted Showtune Sunday. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
I want to reopen Boom. That's one of my dreams. I want to reopen that place. Okay, still to come, everybody, on this nostalgia trip. My very first time ever being live on Fox 9. And it was for a movie premiere in 2001. No, not that one. That and much more, many more laughs at my hairstyles and more when we return. Back in a moment, everybody. I bought a suit. I know. Kendall can't believe I was ever that young, right, Kendall?
Nope.
No. Somebody asked me on Facebook, they go, were you 11 when you started? Yeah, 13 and a half. Welcome back. As I mentioned before the break, this year marks 20 years since the first time I went on air for Fox 9. In November of 2001, I was sent to the old movie theater at Centennial Lakes in Edina, which is now a Container Store, to do a little story about a little movie you may have heard of. The very first Harry Potter movie. What you're getting ready to see is the first time it was ever live on television. Look at this.
Sent my buzzboy, Jason Matheson, to get the answer from the world's toughest critics. Jason, just the little kitty?
Yeah, could I look like a bigger dork right now?
He's kind of geeky.
No comment. A little geeky. I did this just for you, Robin, because I knew that you would make fun of me. No, you know, if you ever want to know honestly if a movie is really good, there is nothing like asking a group of kids, especially if that movie is Harry Potter.
Harry Potter!
With a bucket of popcorn in one hand and a magic wand in the other, muggles from all over lined up to see their favorite boy wizard come to life. Robin and Jeff, I would like you to meet my friend Sully. No, yeah, this is my new friend. I found him. No, even though Harry Potter is opening on more screens than any movie in history, there is still a chance that your local theater will be sold out. So make sure you call ahead and, you know, have like a backup plan so your kids won't be freaking out. Pick a movie that your kids will want to see instead of Harry Potter, like Monsters, Inc. Most theaters that are showing Harry Potter will also be showing Monsters, Inc. So that's it. Live in Edina, I'm Jason Matheson, 9 News.
No, wait a minute.
What,
you didn't tell me how you liked it.
Yeah. I really liked it. I mean, at 2 hours and 30 minutes, I never even wanted to go to the bathroom. I wanted to stay right there and watch it, so I loved it.
All right, so the big kid liked it too.
The biggest, as Robin, the biggest kid, loved it. So.
Okay.
Okay, Virgin
Thanks,
Experience on 9 News. Did a good job.
Yeah, nice go.
Oh, the stories I could tell about that era. Anyway, wait for the book. That live shot led to many more opportunities, including reporting live for the morning news, what was then called Good Day Minnesota, in actually the studio we're in now, which was our Good Day Minnesota studio. One story was celebrating the 50th anniversary of I Love Lucy at the Mall of America. Let's look at this.
What you're looking at now is a replica of the set from episode 39, which was actually the season premiere of the second season of I Love Lucy, called Switching Jobs. We probably know it as the Chocolate Factory episode. This was actually one of Lucy's favorite episodes to shoot. And here at the Mall of America, this episode becomes a game which I'm getting ready to do right now versus the intern, Jenny. So let's go. Let's see how many we can put. We're going to do this. Like I said, this was one of Lucy's favorite episodes to shoot, and it actually on TV Land's survey of the favorite episodes of I Love Lucy, this ranks as number 3, I do believe. And as you can see, I'm not doing too good with this. I'm trying to do the best I can, but you can do this at the Mall of America. It runs through the end of this month at the I Love Lucy 50th anniversary. Okay, they're speeding it up just like they did in the episode, and Tim, I'm not doing too well, buddy.
No, I was not. No, I was not. I was so excited because, you know, just to put things in perspective, I started at Channel 9 in May of 2000, and that fall, they started having me do movie reviews. That and what you're getting ready to see were really the first times I went live for the morning show. And I do remember that. So that meant a lot to me. I mean, I had done what we call studio stuff, but they sent me out to be a live reporter.
And you're listening in your ear, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, it was. I remember that day the rest I don't really, but that I remember because it just meant a lot. Well, later in 2002, I went live for the dedication of the Mary Tyler Moore statue in downtown Minneapolis. Now, before we roll this, keep in mind, it was freezing. I mean, like unseasonably cold. Aaron Schwab's in here somewhere too, and you'll notice long hair. Look at this.
Can see you, Buzz Boy. There you are. Morning, Buzz. Oh, morning, Tim. Morning, everyone. It is getting a little violent out here because they're throwing out the TAMs, and there's a guy up there. Chip, can you get a shot with the yellow umbrella? He's like threatening to beat up everyone if he doesn't get a TAM. Anyway, as you can see, I'm surrounded by merry groupies, we're going to call them. This is Shelby. Shelby wanted to be on TV so bad she put some lipstick on to be on TV. Didn't you?
None of my teeth. None of my.
Yeah, not on her teeth.
That hair, Jason.
That hair. Later that day, I auditioned for the new Dutch Boy. That's right. I worked for the Dutch Boy Paint Company for a few years. I was on selected cans.
Oh my gosh.
I know. That was the long, and then my hair was never that long again. This is the longest it's been since that year. So.
What a look.
Yeah, it was something.
You did great in those, though. Honestly, like that was fun to watch.
Thank you. Yeah, believe me, it was. Both of those days were big. Because that was a big assignment. We did, Jeff, didn't we do basically the whole show from there? What? The whole show was from there. So for them, I remember the phone call from Jeff. It was a big deal that they let kind of a newbie do that. And I was really, it was one of those moments where I was like, okay, just, because I said,
screw this up.
Oh, I said yes to everything. I mean, I came from a place of yes. That's right. I was like, sure, I'll do it. What time you need me to be there? Still to come, everybody. After starting with live shots, I soon got the chance to do celebrity interviews. And today, I'm looking back at two of my favorites that I'm sure will make me cry at some point this hour. Both are TV legends and both made me weak in the knees. Donna Mills and Dallas star Linda Gray. Both are coming up when we return. Back in a moment.
Just when you thought movies couldn't get any more fun or technical, comes this. The new AMC Theater is the crown jewel of the brand new remodeled Eden Prairie Center. We're going to be talking to Dee Wallace Stone, the mother from E.T. Come on.
So my first question I have to ask, every time Drew Barrymore is interviewed, she says that she felt like E.T. was real as a 7-year-old. Now, did you feel that as, one of the adults in the cast?
Actually, yeah. Because we never saw the hydraulics, we never saw the wires, we never saw the men that were running ET. That was all behind a scrim off stage.
She's never seen khakis so ill-fitting.
Be kind to thyself.
Seriously. And by the way, I will now present to you, as I looked at social media comments, I now present to you the self-esteem comment of the day from Mark. Mark writes, Jason, today looking back at 20 years on your career was great. You used to be amazingly attractive.
There's a compliment in there somewhere.
If you find it, let me know. No, it says, don't get me wrong, you still are, but wow.
Somebody's got a crush on you.
No. Reread that. That's a clip from 2002 when I was at the opening of the AMC Theater at Eden Prairie Center. I got a chance to interview Dee Wallace, the mom from E.T., which is one of my all-time favorite movies, A Dream. Speaking of dreams, over the past 20 years, I've gotten the chance to interview countless celebrities. I counted at one point, and I don't really know the total. I can't even remember Kendall's name sometimes. But there are two that I'll never forget. First, in 2004, it was my very first chance to interview Donna Mills from Knots Landing. If you know anything about me, you know what that show means to me. She was promoting a special on Lifetime. I didn't care about that. All I wanted to talk about was my love for her and Knots. Look at this.
Good morning, Donna.
Good morning, Jason.
How are you, Donna?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm really actually nervous. I don't know if you'll remember me, but we talked a few years ago during a different satellite interview. You were doing a health-related thing, and I was freaking out because I told you it was like a dream come true. Do you remember me now? I've taken
You were the guy that was freaking out?
Yeah, I freaked out because this is like one of those moments. I literally, my hand is, you can't see me, but my hand is like shaking right now.
Oh, Jason, if I was there with you, I would hold your hand.
Oh my God. Don't say that, Donna, because I'm trembling right now, actually. No.
Aww.
I'll be fine. I'll get through this. Switching gears to Knots real quick, do you think, and I've often thought this, and I heard David Jacobs, the creator of the show, say this, I really believe that Knots was one of the most underappreciated shows, like critically. It just seemed like, and I think David said at the beginning that you guys were not going to be paid attention to, there was going to be no hype, but you were going to run forever. And that's kind of what happened. It didn't seem like Knots got a lot of credit that it deserved.
Well, it didn't. It didn't get a lot of critical acclaim. It was, however, the second longest running nighttime drama in television history.
344 episodes, Donna.
Yeah.
See, I'm like
14 years. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
14 years, second only to Gunsmoke. And it's also, I think it was one of the best written of that kind of show. I would love to play Abby again. It's been a while, and I think I'd love to see what she's up to now. But I don't know.
What do you think Abby is doing right now? If you could, what do you think she's doing? Okay, now, yeah. We could go one way with that answer, and we could go another. What do you think Abby's doing right now? Do you think she's found someone?
Of course.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. True, Donna. Very true.
Yeah. She's probably been married a few more times in the interim. She's obviously running some major conglomerate somewhere. And the thing is that's really fun is she has a few grandchildren.
Oh.
I mean, I think it'd be really fun to see Abby as a grandma.
Yeah, she probably has. Yeah, she probably has a few more last names because at last count it was Abby, Fairgate, Cunningham, Ewing, Sumner. So she probably has a few more of those.
I would think.
And I would think that I scared her during that interview. I'm pretty certain I scared Donna Mills. Look at that. She's like, please get me away from this guy.
I just love that you keep asking questions about that show and she was not there to talk about that at all.
I didn't care.
You kept going.
I didn't care. I wanted to ask Donna about Knots Landing.
Man.
Please, it was a dream come true. It really was. And by the way, you heard me ask her, do you remember me? That was a life lesson, y'all. I never have asked that again because of course she doesn't remember me.
Jason, you didn't say, do you remember me? You said, do you remember me? I was the one guy who did this and I was like, word vomit.
Exactly. I learned my lesson. I never asked that again. From one favorite to another after the break, the moment I I burst into tears when meeting Linda Gray from Dallas for the very first time. It happened nearly 18 years ago. You'll see it next when we come back. Welcome back. And by the way, to my radio friends, Lori and Julia, that was the real Donna Mills, just FYI. Welcome back. I love you. There's a moment in my career, truly, I won't ever forget, and it happened in 2003. Linda Gray, who played the iconic Sue Ellen on Dallas, came to Minneapolis for the touring show of The Graduate. She played Mrs. Robinson. Now, before we roll this, I'm not, whatever you see right here, it's not Jason being dramatic for the camera. This was the first time I had met a single star from Dallas, and I was a mess. Look at this. From the very beginning, I was different. I grew up in small-town Indiana, and unlike most boys my age, I didn't want to play basketball or football. Because of my differences, for most of my childhood, I was picked on and made fun of. My one escape from the difficulties of being an unusual boy was, strangely enough, the TV show Dallas. Every Friday, for as long as I could remember, I would watch Dallas with my beloved Grandma Mazak. Those Fridays with her and the Ewings meant so much because it was the one time in the week where I wasn't reminded of how different I was. I guess that's why what I was about to experience meant so very much. Oh my God.
This is it. Oh!
Oh my God. Hello.
Be still, my heart. It's Jason. Oh, I've waited all my life to meet you.
Oh my God. If I pass out, I'm really sorry.
I'm here. I'm here for you. I'll catch you.
Oh my God. I need an inhaler and I don't even have asthma.
You're adorable.
Oh my God.
They told me all about you.
Did they?
Yes, I had no idea what to expect.
Oh.
It's going to be all right.
Okay.
Trust me. It's fabulous. Oh my God, you're a great actor. Listen, you could be on stage with us. Look how adorable you are. You look beautiful.
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
Is he just the cutest? I was like, they said, he can't see you. I thought, are we getting married? What is this? We can't see him in my white dress. Or
I'm getting married.
I thought this is like a bride and groom thing. My God.
So you won't think that I'm a stalker. I think I should probably explain why.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
You know, I was trying to think of, like, how can I tell her this without sounding crazy? But, you know, I grew up in Indiana in a really small town, and I was born awkward. Imagine that.
Born awkward. Do you want to explain that?
I was just different from the get-go. And, you know, and in small town Indiana, unless you're like everyone else, you're
kind of ridiculed. But, you know, so I was, you know, made fun of and harassed at school. So Dallas, every Friday night, my mom and my dad had this tradition. They would go out to eat. They would take me to this little fish place to get some fish. And then I'd go to my grandma's house and watch Dallas every single day.
Good
every
for
single
grandma.
Friday. And every Friday. So
it's great.
You played a really large role in a really special part of my life. So to meet you is one of the most special things that's ever happened to me.
Oh.
And it really is. And it's just the fact that I'm sitting here and you're, oh my God.
That was great. Since that first meeting, what's funny about this whole thing, what's funny about life, is I've actually gotten the chance to see Linda a few more times. I think you're getting ready to take a look. This was in 2013. We actually had lunch with Linda. That's my husband, Colin. We flew to Dallas for the reboot of Dallas, which Linda was in. And we talked about the story that you just saw. And I actually did remember it because she remembered a detail that if she didn't remember me, she wouldn't remember. This is what I mean. Following that interview in 2003, she invited me backstage from The Graduate. And I went back to meet her. And after I hugged her, she goes, "Would you like to have lunch with me?" And I about passed out. And I said, "Sure." So it was a snowy day, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. I had to cross the street to go to Marshall Fields because she wanted to eat lunch in the restaurant at the bottom of Marshall Fields or Dayton's. So she goes, "Would you hold my hand?" Because it was slick. So I'm holding her hand across the street, and in my mind, this is what's going through. Oh my God, I'm holding Sue Ellen's hand. I'm holding Sue Ellen's hand. I'm holding Sue Ellen Ewing's hand. And I accidentally said it once, and she looked at me, and she was, "You couldn't be any cuter." And we sat and we had lunch, and then years later, we had lunch twice, in 2012 and in 2013, and we text from time to time. I have her, I DM, you know, I have her info, so yeah. So she's not a friend, but I mean, I think she could pick me out from a lineup. But yeah.
That's so cool. That's so magical.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it meant a lot to her too that you loved her so much. You know.
And it is. And people always make fun, and I don't care. It is goofy. I'm a guy that likes a 40-some-year-old show, but it's because it's connected to my grandma.
Right.
And I love the show, but it's connected to my grandma. I mean,
There's
that's
memories.
Oh yeah. When I think of my grandma, I think of Dallas, and I think of Knots Landing, and you know, my grandma was my life. So yeah. We didn't even scratch the surface yet of all my memorable interviews, from George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez to an unforgettable interview with Jake Gyllenhaal and Britney Spears. We'll have another throwback show next Monday. But right now, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Having fun today. Wow. Hey, if you missed it, or if you missed any of our shows, don't forget we always post our shows on YouTube. Just search for Jason Show TV on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and download past episodes. We appreciate your support. We're going to take a break. We'll wrap things up right after these messages. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Want to say thank you and farewell to our audience. Eric from Big Lake and Tara. Guys, thank you so much for being here on a special show for us. We appreciate it. Thanks for your support, and we hope to see you soon when we can have an audience back here in the studio. Speaking of thanks, I'll say this today and I'll say it Monday as we look back. All I think of is how lucky I am and all the opportunities that I've had. And I feel very grateful. I'm grateful for Jeff, obviously, for doing all of those shows. I've worked with Jeff for all of the years of those tapes. I've worked with executive producer Jeff. And every boss, and I saw a funny comment about this, which made me think of it. Every boss that took a chance on that goofy kid, like, why would you look? I mean, they didn't have to put me on TV, but from Ted Canova to Bill Dahlman and Sheila and Mimi now, I'm just very grateful that I've had really good bosses that believed in me and kept me on the air and let me do my thing, and I'm just really, really grateful. It's not sucking up. It's just it's a feeling of gratitude. You don't often get to live your dream. I'm a lucky guy, and I've gotten to 50,000 times over. So yeah.
Imagine I watch these and think of you then, and like if you could have seen where you'd be right now watching these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have a show.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's crazy. Yeah. I don't ever. Yeah. I don't take it for granted. I always try to be appreciative of it. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, gadget guy Steve Greenberg is back with the latest must-have gadgets and gizmos for spring. Join us tomorrow. Right now, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget, if you're watching and you are a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. Drive safe, stay warm, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, everyone.